good afternoon, kings and queens of the land. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, the royals. Good afternoon to the liberated zones. Let us not forget the liberated zones of Africa. Let us give the greetings to Burkina Faso, the liberated zone in Africa under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traore, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Good afternoon to Mali under the leadership of President Assimi Goita. Good afternoon, the liberated zone of Niger under the leadership of President Abdurrahman Tian. Good afternoon to KZN, the liberated zone in South Africa, under the leadership of the MK Party, under the leadership of President Jacob Zuma, whom I call the supreme leader of black people. Some may ask themselves, why do I call him the supreme leader of black people? It's because his intention are supreme. His approach as well um, is supreme. Uh, uh, the way he is approaching is fighting wars while maintaining peace. He is in a high tense environment, sitting in a, he's basically sitting inside fire, but smiling. That is supreme. Fighting a war while maintaining peace is supreme. Fighting a war with no intention to kill anybody is supreme. That's President Jacob Zuma, Jacob Geleshegisa Zuma, the leader of the MK party. Some may ask themselves, why do I call him Lord President Jacob Zuma? It's because the upper parliament of British Empire, they call them lords. So I think President Zuma belongs to the upper parliament of the South African Empire. So he is Lord President Jacob Geleshegisa Zuma. Ladies and gentlemen, royals, today it's those who have had the opportunity to join. It's gonna be a nice ride, a little bit longer. Grab your coffee or grab your lunch box. Let's go. Let's go. The subject today, but who is against Lord President Jacob Geleshegisa Zuma? That is the question that we are asking today. But who is against Lord President Jacob Geleshegisa Zuma? Who is President Zuma fighting against? I want to talk about world issues. I think let me start by what they are planning for us. What is the next plan? What are we going to see? Before I go back in history, Thank you very much, Nkosana Fulani, the only man in the house. Good afternoon to the royal family. I welcome myself to the royal opinion, where we get the best analysis better than those mainstream media propaganda analysts. Hashtag the first student in class. Call other children. Please call other children to come to class. Today we are in for a ride. We are in for a serious ride. Today we are talking about issues which may get us into trouble. We're talking about serious issues which may get us into trouble. But in any way, we love talking. So let's talk about issues. Um, but who is fighting against Lord President Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma? It's our subject today. I want to share first. Yeah, I think I should. I think I should share this one first. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I was just fixing a little bit of something that I want to share. I want to talk about first. I want to talk about what is coming up in 2025. What is the plan of the people who are fighting, whom President Zuma is fighting against? President Zuma is not fighting against Julius Malema. President Zuma is not fighting against Cyril Ramaphosa. President Zuma is not fighting against um, anybody whom a lot of people may think. So President Zuma is fighting international wars. That's what President Zuma is doing. Is fighting international wars. So let me share the people. Let me share the plan of the people whom President Zuma is actually fighting against. The plan of these people for us in 2025, this is going to get implemented towards the end of 2025. Let's share. I came across this video on the internet.
So get this on your calendar. Prepare, plan your trips around this next pandemic right now. We'll have more on that in a second and the dates. But you'll remember Bill Gates and the World Health Organization previously held what was known as the 2001 Event 201. And it was about the Event 201 exercise. It was a simulation involving a coordinated global response to a coronavirus that they held in a simulation just months before COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic. So they're pretty good at predicting this stuff. I don't know how they pull this off.
Fauci, remember Fauci told Trump in 2017, not that there could be, not that there might be, but there would be a pandemic during his presidency.
Yes.
Yeah, and Obama ran exercises for it during his
presidency.
pregnancy.
During his pregnancy.
During his presidency, too.
At the womb factory.
So they've just gotten together and they're doing it again now. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, along with Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security and the World Health Organization. I wish I was making this up, but this is not a conspiracy theory. They did this. And they just conducted their next pandemic tabletop exercise in Belgium. It's called the Catastrophic Contagion. Hey, honey, where are you going this weekend? I'm going to Belgium. I got a conference. Oh, yeah, what's it about? It's called the Catastrophic Contagion event. Oh, what are you guys going to be doing? Oh, we're just planning the next pandemic. Just getting everything ready. Getting everything ready, locked up, and the new virus and vaccines. We'll have vaccines ready to go because that's how we do this. We plan it, and then we, of course, have the vaccines ready to go. So this is the video that Bill Gates put together along with the team, complete with simulated news reports like this. This is really what they're preparing for us. This video is called Get Ready. Watch. Catastrophic contagion, a global challenge.
Officials
Breaking
in
news.
2 Latin American countries alerted the WHO of several outbreaks of a new infectious disease that's mysteriously appearing across the region. Severe epidemic Enterovirus Respiratory Syndrome 2025.
Oh, so that's the name, guys. Just write this down. That'll be the name of it, okay? It's going to be
SEERS.
SEERS. It's going to be called the Severe Epidemic Enterovirus Respiratory Syndrome, and 2025 is when we'll see it. Okay.
Do you get the plan? This is the plan which will get implemented. This is the plan which is going to get implemented. This is the plan which is going to get implemented in 2025. Why is this plan important? It's because this is the plan that is going to help them to conduct international coup. This is a plan which is going to help them take over all international government into forming one government. This is the only way. This is the way in which they are going to conduct coups to all the government across the world. Lockdowns. You are those who are in the class, very, very blessed to get this type of information before it actually
Now, it
happens.
says at the bottom this is a fictional scenario, but come on.
If you know their
6
plan,
weeks alone, there have been 500 confirmed or suspected cases reported. The virus could cause a severe pandemic if early containment and mitigation efforts are not successful.
The pandemic in this type of situation and trend would be a risk for the global health security.
Pandemics are inherently political, financial, and so much broader.
We have not spoken on the leadership in country. And I think that we need to be also very careful. We cannot decide a lot of things without the leaders be involved and agree on that.
Oh, really? That's an interesting point that she's making. Oh, instead of unelected globalists making decisions, she's saying, wait a minute, we need to have our leaders involved in this discussion.
Wait, so the white guy.
unelected globalist making decisions. That's what this guy is sporting. This is just a simulation, guys. This is a simulation, meaning all this drama has not yet happened. They're just showing on how the drama is going to unfold when they implement it next, the come 2025, around about September. So if you know their plan, you know the future. You don't have to be a sangoma to predict what is going to happen, what is coming for black people. You see, the person who is talking there is a black guy, meaning they are actually targeting Africa. Mainly, their target is Africa for this pandemic, which is coming this coming year. This is the people that President Zuma
Was
is fighting.
the dissenter, like the one we're supposed to say, oh, yeah, he's a naysayer. We don't agree with him. And then she shuts him down.
She shuts him down.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
There is no substitute for national leadership.
It's important to support the local response or the national response.
Training those that are in these areas first, enabling them with the tools, protecting them, and if needs be, regional solidarity first.
At this stage, communication is key, and communication should include not just scientists with data, but also social, religious, and political leaders.
Trust. This is an essential issue. And trust was broken among countries, between populations and healthcare systems, between healthcare systems and governments.
I'm very sorry to say that in 2025, we need to strengthen the health system.
WHO needs to be a voice for the voiceless.
No one is safe until all of us are safe.
As of today, there have been an estimated 1 billion cases worldwide, with more than 20 million deaths, including nearly 15 million children. Countless millions are alive, but left with paralysis or brain damage.
Oh, okay. So that's how it'll. So, I'm sorry. You hear those numbers? 1 billion people. Okay. Millions of children, and then those who are left will have brain damage and paralysis. So that's what we'll have. That's how this is going to unfold.
The most successful countries are those which invested in preparedness and trained for this moment years in advance. This included having full-time pandemic preparedness and response teams, which conducted detailed operational planning and routinely tested those plans through exercises and drills.
Okay. I should also point out, I didn't recognize her at first. This is Jean Reserve. She used to be a CNN anchor. She used to be a CNN reporter.
Did she?
Yeah. So now, I mean, just goes to show you like the cozy. I didn't recognize her at first. Her hair is, she's older, gray, and I didn't recognize her. But she was a CNN anchor reporter. This goes to show you the coziness between the mainstream media and the likes of like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the World Health Organization to add credibility to a message that they're trying to get out. Right?
Yes, but we've been freelance journalists before too, and you realize that she's just taking a contract job.
Okay.
We shouldn't begrudge someone taking a paying job. All
right.
And I saw this circulating online really quick. And I found it on YouTube and I showed Jennifer because I was like, this is like crazy that this was before COVID hit that they were playing this. And now you can't find it on YouTube. And I watched it on YouTube. So after it started to gain traction, it was scrubbed from YouTube. And now I believe you can only find it on Rumble.
This video? Mm-hmm. Okay. You said this was before COVID? Because this just came out.
Oh, this is the new one? Okay, so you've not seen the old one then.
Oh, I saw. I never saw the old one.
Okay.
No. This is the new one that they just
show
released.
you that because because they did the exact same thing before COVID, and it was basically this exact same thing. They laid out that it was coming. They had news people. They had the table of people talking about it. It's like basically the exact same thing.
Yeah, I couldn't find that video. I mean, I showed you the event 201, but no, this is the new one that just came out. This is the brand new one that they just did in Belgium for the 2025, the new pandemic.
The toll might have been much less.
There it is, catastrophic contagion from October 2022, and now 2025. So that's what it'll be. It'll be the SEERS infection, the SEERS virus.
Well, they said that was an enterovirus. They said that was an enterovirus, which is polio was an enterovirus.
Oh, good.
So
and COVID was not?
Interesting.
No,
COVID was a corona.
Oh, okay. That's a type of.
So, yeah, the same people behind Event 201 that David was just talking about from a few years ago took place almost 3 years ago to the day, by the way. They completed their new one now, and they say that this is going to originate in Brazil 2025 and get ready. So, in addition to Bill Gates, the 10 current and former health ministers and senior public health officials from Senegal, Rwanda, Nigeria, Angola, Liberia, Singapore, India, Germany participated in the simulation. They had pre-recorded news broadcasts, as you saw, and then they had the virus simulation, and they tested the rates of spread and how this would affect children and sweep across the globe, and how they would go into lockdowns and what they would do, and preparing, of course, for vaccines as well, making sure that those are lined up perfectly with this. See, this is the beauty of what these guys do, right? They know it's coming, so then they just develop the vaccines that they can sell to us, and they have them ready to go right there.
Yes, but you can see there's a clear narrative of naysayer guy, saying, well, these.
I just wanted to share, just to preview, to give you a preview of what is coming in 2020 5. The plan of the globalists to take over the planet again, to conduct coups in all uh, countries across the world, to create a one government, to ensure that no one is free, to ensure that slavery is entrenched. That is the plan. Another pandemic, this one will be very deadly. It's going to be very deadly. That's why it's very dangerous eating their food. It's very dangerous eating their food. We should not eat their food. So I was just giving a preview of what is coming to us from the people whom President Zuma is fighting against. President Zuma is not fighting against miners. He's not fighting against Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa is a miner. Uh, if President Zuma was fighting Ramaphosa, he would have defeated him a long time ago. Ramaphosa have nobody behind him. He does not have people behind him. If you have to defeat somebody, you need people behind you. President Zuma has got people behind him. In South Africa, if he was fighting against Ramaphosa, he would have defeated Ramaphosa a long time ago. He's a very, very minor. If he was fighting Julius Malema, he would have defeated him a long time ago. He's a tiny thing. He's a minor thing compared to the wars that President Zuma is fighting. President Zuma is fighting the international mafia, who is going to implement now in 2025 their plan for another pandemic, just to create lockdowns and take over international government. The World Health Organization is at the center of the plan to implement this, because otherwise they have to implement. Anyone who is going to resist, any country which is going to resist this, is going to be invaded. That's how they are planning to remove people like Ibrahim Traore. That's how they're planning to remove like people like the Malian president in Niger. That's how they're planning to deal with that situation in that area. And that's how they're planning to take over the government of South Africa as well. So let me take you back into history. What happened in the past? The story of Haiti is the same story as the story of Africa. So I want to share another video. Click the like button and subscribe. If you're coming here for the first time, my name is Mgodim Konto, and this is the Royal Opinion. If you are coming for the first time, click the like button and subscribe. So I want to share this story of Haiti. When you listen to this story, know that the story of Haiti it's where colonialism, Haiti is a country where colonialism started. In 1400, this Christopher Columbus is the first place in the world where he created a colony in Haiti. So they went on to repeat the same thing across everywhere where they went. The British, they went everywhere to repeat the same issues, to take over people, destroy, rape, and do all sorts of things. So I want to share this story and share who is President Zuma fighting against, because people are confused. People don't understand.
Everywhere. And we had...
Tariq, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, and I want to build on what she's saying, because somebody asked me this the other day. They
Yeah.
saw the film and they said, okay, Haiti had a choice, either to fight the French again.
America came in and did what, Ms. Charles?
Thank you for having me on the show. America came in, they took over the nation. We were having some political instability at the time. When they came in and take over, we were also in the process of establishing our national bank at the time. The Germans government were to have the highest percentage in the bank. At the time, the US were thinking, why would they allow the Germans to have the highest percentage in the Haitian national banks? So it was also an opportunity to come and take over the Haitian economy. When they came in, a lot of Haitians were tortured and killed. Any Haitians who resisted, particularly Charles Peralt and the Kako movement from the South, who resisted the invasions in 1915, these people were executed to make an example of anyone who would dare to say no to America coming into Haiti.
Okay, so you are matter-of-factly and unapologetically stating that American foreign policy in Haiti was one of abuse, oppression, and decimation of the country.
Most definitely. When they arrived in the country, Haiti, at the time, we had different departments. Each department had different plantations that they were working in. The departments were able to maintain and survive on their own. But once the U.S. came and took over, they centralized the government into Port-au-Prince, where all the other departments had to rely on what's coming from Port-au-Prince, so which deprived the ability of the various departments to be able to provide sufficient resources to the local populations, which at this time right now, if you are looking cities outside of Port-au-Prince, there's a lack of services being provided because everything is centered in Port-au-Prince. They also created La Gendarmerie d'Haïti, which led up to the Haitian army that tortured and killed thousands of Haitians. Anybody who opposed the U.S. invasion with that army, they were there to keep them oppressed or kill them as a result. And at the same time, when the U.S. came into Haiti, they used the resources that we had on the land to assist them during the World War I and World War II. Our trees were being cut to transport to make rope, the rubber trees. They were helped to assist the Haitian, the U.S. Army at the time. A different part of the land were used to plant sisal and peat to make rope for the army. And in the area, in the northern part of the country where these things were planted, the sisal and the peat, those soils are no longer able to produce the yam, the potatoes that the people used to harvest, because there are certain material when you plant it in the soil, it takes away the nutrients and it prevents it from being able to grow the natural resources we had.
And Izili Danto, as very much a historian on Haiti, why was Haiti so attractive to American forces to come in and ultimately run things there?
Well, domination. There was the Monroe Doctrine that basically at that time said no European powers, this is our backyard. So you can't, no European powers should be in the Caribbean or Latin America. So essentially it was the fulfillment of the Monroe Doctrine, the fulfillment of manifest destiny. And what they did in a year before the occupation lasted 19 years. A year before the occupation, Haiti had its own money and it was backed by gold. The U.S. Marines landed in Haiti, went to the Haitian Treasury, carted out our gold, brought it to the City Bank of New York. The reason they did that was because after our independence, the United States, Jefferson, refused to acknowledge Haiti's independence. There was an embargo on Haiti for 60 years, from 1804 to the Civil War. It wasn't until the Civil War that Abraham Lincoln recognized Haiti. In order for Haiti to be recognized by France, we were forced to pay an independence debt in 1825.
I'm glad you brought that up. I definitely wanted to get into that because I think it's such a such a little known fact about a country trying to not just survive but to thrive, having to pay, in essence, reparations to France, to France for former French slave holders. Tell us about that. We really need to understand that, I think, to start to understand the poverty that existed in Haiti for a very long time.
Exactly. So with the coming in of U.S. Marines into Haiti, part of that reason was, like I said, the Monroe Doctrine, and they said that, you know, we want the French out. So they refinanced, the United States and Citibank refinanced the debt that we had been paying to France for our independence. They had required Haiti to pay for the for my grands taking arms to free themselves. The French came back in 1820. They had been constantly coming back to try to put us back into slavery because the Europeans did not, you know, they did not accept this. Haiti, right? Because we were in a sea.
Didn't accept Haiti being free.
Being free, all right? So in order for France to recognize Haiti's freedom, right, we had to pay, it started out at 150 million francs, but in gold. Do you understand? And this is 1825. Now remember, the Louisiana Territory, when the Haitians...
So hold on, before you go to Louisiana Territory, here's something that I've read it, understand it. It's real, it's documented history that Haiti was forced to pay the French 150 million in gold.
In gold.
Why did Haiti accept that?
Because we were in a sea of enslavers. There was slavery in America, there was slavery in Jamaica, there was slavery in Cuba, there was...
Haiti is another country, one country, the first country in the world to free itself from slavery. Haiti is a country of black people, where black people who were oppressed as well, black people who migrated mainly from, not necessarily migrated, they were actually taken to slavery to Haiti by the white people. They were slaves for more than 300 years before they could rebel against the system. So what they did, they started praying from their ancestors and went to war against the French, who were their colonizers, just to explain what is happening. And they won the war. They destroyed the French. They killed a lot of French soldiers. So they won the war and they took over their country. But for them to continue, in order for them to continue with their freedom, the Americans and the French asked them to pay the former slaveholders, the former slave owners, for loss of income. Haiti was surrounded by slavery around it. Haiti had to pay because Haiti did not have an option. It's either they went to war again with the French and the Americans now, or pay the French and maintain peace. Because they had no support, they had to pay the French. It took them 150 years to complete the debt, to pay a full debt. If we relate this story, if you want to relate the story, the ANC in 1990, the collapse of the Soviet Union, where the ANC was getting the support. Some may ask themselves, why did President Zuma allowed, or why did the real comrades kept quiet to the Mandela deal? People may ask themselves why the actual comrades unlike Chris Hani, kept quiet to the Mandela deal, which was the Mandela deal. I mean, the sunset clause. We said the land cannot be negotiated. The land and the economy cannot be negotiated. What can be negotiated? It's politics. It's voting. This is the reason the ANC did not have international support. Gorbachev, who was the president of Russia, who before him, Russia was able to support the ANC with arms and with training, intelligence training, supply ANC with arms, supply ANC with training material, supply ANC with all what they needed to fight the apartheid government. In 1990, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Berlin Wall has fallen, and after the fall of the Berlin Wall, Gorbachev told the ANC that they will not be able to sponsor them anymore with arms, and they will not be able to sponsor them with intelligence anymore. They must go and face. They must go and agree with the Americans uh, on the negotiations, because they are not going to sponsor the war anymore. That was what Gorbachev said to the ANC. So President Zuma and his comrades had to relax in the ANC and kept quiet, because the Americans have conducted a proper coup and won the war against the ANC. That's why they were able to take over the ANC. So this is exactly similar story where Haiti was surrounded by slaves countries. Nobody would assist Haiti in fighting the white people. Haiti decided to pay what the French wanted instead of going to war again with France, because they did not have the resources anymore. Millions and millions of Haitians were killed during the war. So the Americans knew this. Let us continue. I only wanted to clarify. Let us continue sharing this interesting story. Who is President Zuma fighting against? Who is Lord President Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma fighting against? Um, the international mafia who goes around occupying countries since the 1400s or since the beginning of time. The international mafia who has perfected his war skills before they came to us, because that's how they used to live their lives. Africans used to live their lives in peace and in harmony. That's why the Africans were not ready for any war. They actually were shocked that there were people who would prioritize gold than human life. Africans were actually shocked to see that there were people who would prioritize money or minerals more than life, because Africa was more of a peaceful place. Let me continue to share this interesting story.
Slavery in Puerto Rico everywhere. And we had...
Tariq, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, and I want to build on what she's saying. Because somebody asked me this the other day. They saw the film and they said, okay, Haiti had a choice either to fight the French again, which they really didn't have the resources to do so, and plus the French, they were collaborating with other nations again. So Haiti, they didn't want to go get back into a situation like that and risk being enslaved, or they had to pay the reparations fee. So they chose the latter. You have to understand, at that time, Haiti didn't really have any allies. They tried to get allies by freeing other nations, but other nations didn't rise up like they should have. So they were stuck. They were out there on their own. So we kind of left them hanging. I always say that. The rest of the African world kind of left them hanging, because understand, there were people who were influenced by the Haitian Revolution. Denmark Vesey, he was influenced by the Haitian Revolution. He was going to have a revolution in South Carolina and go to Haiti. Nat Turner was influenced. John Brown, the white man, was influenced by the Haitian Revolution. Isn't there a street named John Brown?
And Haiti.
In Haiti, there's a street named after
Only
him.
Main Street.
Yeah.
You know what? Because that's a very fundamental question, and that's a very reasonable answer.
But it was also a way to make an example of any other nation that had slaves who will dare think about the possibility of becoming free.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Truly, truly power making right.
Exactly. And you have to understand, too, at the time of the Haitian Revolution, the European tribes were fighting each other. Napoleon was fighting the British, the French. When they saw Haiti rise up and win its independence, they were like, oh, this can't happen ever again. So at that time, Jefferson got together with France. Napoleon sold the Louisiana Territory. So because of the African warriors in Haiti, France ended up losing the Louisiana Territory, which actually created 15 whole or part of American states. So we doubled our win, our ancestors' win, doubled the American landmass, right? And I've already, and also, like I said, so this is the situation. So 1915, when they carved out our gold.
Listen to how they are able to unite. Listen to how they are able to unite. When the slaves freed themselves in Haiti, when the slave fought a war in the 1897, the slave fought a war and liberated themselves in Haiti. The Americans, the French, the British got together they were shocked, and they got together and said, no, let's stop fighting against each other. The slaves are freeing themselves. Let us make sure we stop fighting against each other and fight the slaves. What did they do in 1910 in South Africa? The British and the Dutch people who were in South Africa fighting against each other for South Africa. They decided to unite and form the Union of South Africa. They united and formed the Union of South Africa to fight the slaves, because the slaves were starting to unite. When the British and the Americans were fighting each other, the black people in South Africa were starting to talk about unity against white people. And then when the white people realized that black people are now talking about unity against us, let us unite and fight the black people. That was the Union of South Africa, the formation of the Union of South Africa. In Haiti, exactly what happened. They united. When they realized that the slaves have freed themselves, they decided to unite and fight the slaves. That's why Haiti had no choice but to obey. Let's go on, Cheryl.
They refinanced the debt, that independence debt that Haitians had to essentially go back to being sharecroppers.
Let me ask you a question to see if you are knowledgeable at that. So the U.S. comes in and carts out an enormous amount of gold.
Right.
Was there any stated policy or justification for that, at least that they pretended was moral and correct? Or was it just, we got this power, and we gonna
the Citibank
we gonna
boys,
gangsta,
yeah.
we gonna
Basically,
go gangsta.
That's
it
what
was
it was.
Mike makes right. The Citibank boys said, we refinance with France the debt that Haiti owns. Now it's our Haiti ended up paying a slave trade debt to the most powerful nation in the world and finished paying it in 1947. It took us 122 years. That's why Haiti was impoverished.
But I think also what's important to recognize, when you have a nation who's been fighting
132 years it took them to pay the loan. To correct myself there, I said 150 years. 132 years it took Haiti to pay reparations to white people. White people did not pay reparations to the slaves in Haiti. The slaves in Haiti paid reparation to white people for freeing themselves. It took them 132 years to pay out the debt. When they finished paying out the debt, the Americans came in to refinance the debt, to resuscitate the debt, because now the slaves were now free. The slaves were finished to pay even reparations for being slaves. Haitians had to pay reparations for being enslaved. They had to pay reparations to the white people for loss of income, for losing the slaves. The government of Haiti had to pay. We can technically say there was no country in the planet which was free. If you have to pay for you not to be a slave, then you are a slave. Let's continue sharing.
become independent, the very person who gave us this nation was assassinated early on. So the nation really did not have the opportunity yet to strategize, to build the nation. So when you have a power such like the United States Army to come into the country and provide you a new constitution, a constitution is the law of the land. Right. If you provide a new constitution, you take away a lot of rights from these individuals to have the ability to function, to do things on their own. So at the time, yes, I'm sure the Haitians, they wanted the money to and the gold to stay in Haiti. A new constitution, a new army, people being executed left and right, there was no option left for them but to obey and do what the U.S. wanted.
And why was Haiti so critically important from a resource point of view?
Well, as Virginia was talking about, in the time of the First World War, the United States was using every space to plant rubber. But it was really about taking over their backyard from France, from Germany, and other folks that was there. We know Haiti, today we know that Haiti has all sorts of resources, but in that 19 years when the U.S. Marines came to Haiti, they literally put Haitians back into slavery. They had something called, they put us on chain gangs. This is also the reason why you have this problem with the Dominican Republic now. So we had lost the other half of the island. What happened immediately after our independence is that the mulatto sons of France got together and helped kill our founding father, Jean-Jacques Dessalines. He was killed 2 years after our independence. The reason he was killed is because the mulatto sons of France wanted the land of their parents to be theirs and leave out the masses of Africans. And Dessalines said, and all of the Africans who fought this war, whose fathers are in Africa, what of them? And Pétion Boyer, the mulatto sons of France, essentially made sure he got assassinated. That is still a paradigm happening in Haiti, where Dessalines rejected what we call at the Free Haiti movement bourgeois democracy, which is when unlimited wealth, unlimited beauty, unlimited richness lives in the same space as slavery. And so that's what Dessalines rejected, the indigenous army rejected. But that's what the mulatto sons of France wanted, which is the rule of the few the rule of the few, right? This plutocracy. So that's really what happened. So Haiti not only was forbidden to have a merchant marine, so it couldn't trade with any other country because it was in this sea of slavery. And so
in essence, a blockade.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Tariq, I saw you nod your head.
Right.
What was that?
She's making a lot of sense, and what she's saying is absolutely true. And we can't underestimate how the U.S. were secretly sabotaging Haiti all along. They've always been there, throwing darts, assisting others. So the U.S. they've always had a hand in it, and even now they have a hand in infiltrating and sabotaging Haiti on the low, under the guise of helping. Even the UN had to apologize for putting cholera over there. So there's this constant sabotaging of Haiti to make an example out of them, to say, okay, if you want to get independent and you want to challenge us, this is what we're going to do to all you other nations if you ever think about it.
I think Haiti is still paying for being an independent nation, for daring to be the first black free nations in the Western Hemisphere. And with that, and you can see even today, we've had the UN missions that's been to Haiti multiple times. Tons of money are being invested into the UN, but what do we have? We have a lot of babies that are left behind by the UN missions, young children that were raped. Now these children are fatherless. And the cholera pandemic, we didn't have cholera in Haiti. The United Nations itself has the Human Rights Charter. They are violating that charter this very moment by not taking responsibility for contaminating our water, for killing.
So the United Nations went to Haiti and created cholera. The United Nations soldiers contaminated the river to create cholera, to kill people in Haiti, because the river, they knew the river is used by people for water consumption. They went there to create okay, guys, I'll have to go. I think I've got my guy here. I'm left alone. I'm left alone with my guy. He's not happy. Thank you very much for joining.